I know I'm a bit late with this review, guys. I had a lot of stuff going on this week, but I do want to talk about the Peacemaker episode 5. So, episode 5 of the Peacemaker, once again, written by James Gunn, but it was directed by Rosemary Rodriguez. And Rosemary Rodriguez, same thing with Jody Hill. It seems like James Gunn is probably the best director when it comes to doing comedic stuff, and he is going to be directing episode 6 and 8 because this episode of Peacemaker was a little bit lighter on the comedy. It did have some comedy, don't get me wrong, it was good, but a bit heavier on the character progression and on the character development because the main focus of this episode was the Peacemaker, Chris Smith, basically getting close to his teammates. That's kind of what this was. First he kind of, while he's making fun of John, for the first half of the episode. In the second half of the episode, after they went through that whole thing with the gorilla, it's almost like they're starting to bond. And then, of course, you have the really nice scene with him and Leota and how they're kind of bonding. And so I felt like this episode's purpose was to kind of show that Peacemaker is starting to kind of become more acclimated to his teammates. Even Vigilante was not the butt of that many jokes in this episode. And that's fine. I mean, as the series progresses, by the time we get to the finale, they're going to have to work together to defeat the butterflies, and we do find out a bit more about the butterflies here. Also, they introduce a new character, Casper Locke, and Casper Locke was played by this actor named Christopher Heyerdahl, and I swear to you, I thought it was Woody Harrelson. Like, when you first see him and you hear him talk, it really reminded me of Woody Harrelson. I was like, man, Woody Harrelson's in everything. He's trying to get himself into everything, but it wasn't him, and he's going to be the new kind of foe. Not really a foe. He's not really an enemy, but he's going to be somebody who's going to be an obstacle they're going to have to overcome here. The scene with the gorilla, I loved it. With the way they did the lighting, Rosemary Rodriguez lit the that episode, or that scene, I mean. It was really easy to hide the special effects with the lighting, and having John use the chainsaw to saw the gorilla in half was just crazy. Like, this episode was super freaking gory, definitely in the Suicide Squad themes. That was like the highlight of the episode for me. And then having John talk about how much he wanted, well, actually it was Vigilante who wanted to use the chainsaw, but having John actually do it was freaking cool. And even John Cena, that is Chris Smith's Peacemaker, even he had to give him props. Overall, I did enjoy the episode. Again, not as funny as some of the other episodes, but that's okay because not every episode's going to have one joke after another after another. I thought this was pretty well done. Development with Augie, but I wonder, with the White Dragon, that actually continued. And they were about to let him out of prison. And I am wondering where that's going to go because I feel like the White Dragon first of all, the White Dragon was not Peacemaker's dad in the comics. I don't remember ever hearing about that. But I'm not an expert on Peacemaker, so maybe I'm wrong. But I'm wondering where it's going to go because I feel like they're kind of building to the Peacemaker eventually telling his dad to piss off and just not even, I don't want to say not be his son anymore, but just not really pedestaling him as a father. You know what I mean? I feel like they're going in that direction, but at the same time, they could also have a moment where maybe he has development and he kind of changes his leaf. But he seems like one of those old guys, and we all know somebody like this in the real world. Those old people that are so, stuck in their ways? They're usually over 50 and they never really develop, and they're kind of stuck in their ways, whether it be being a racist or having antiquated ideals about the world or whatever. That's kind of how he comes off. But he's a character who I don't want to die because he's a lot of fun to have in this show. Robert Patrick, legend. And I'm liking it. So far, episode 5, another killer episode. And we'll see where the show goes. And I really, really enjoyed the development and the connection between Leota and Chris. I really liked that, and I'm happy it happened, because I was wondering if that was even going to happen at all. And that's going to probably lead to some kind of a conflict with Amanda Waller, because she is Amanda Waller's daughter, so Yeah, interesting. Anyways, those are my thoughts. What did you think about Peacemaker? I'll be back tonight with the Royal Rumble recap. Looking forward to the show. Have a great one. Talk to you soon.